Hello, good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Good afternoon.
uh,
Okay, what is your
uh,
name?
my name is Raj Ranjan and I
Raj Ranjan.
belong to Patna.
Okay, great. So what do you do for a living, Raj?
I'm a private tutor, some home tuitions and coaching centers that I've been taking right now. And along with that, I have been working on my English because I want to establish a coaching center of my own for spoken, like a spoken English tutor. So
Okay,
I want
great.
to add that in my horizon of teaching as well.
So what do you teach normally? Is it just spoken language or do you take up some
Accounts
subjects?
like accounts at +2 and
Mm-hmm.
maths and English up to 10.
Okay, great. So how is it going on? Like from how many years you've been teaching, Raj?
Uh, I have been on and off in this field, and like earlier, I had started very early, but I have been regular for past 1.5 years, like, during from the second lockdown.
From the second lockdown. Okay,
Yeah,
great. Okay. So how many students do you normally teach? Like how many sessions do you take?
like I am teaching right now in a coaching center where I teach around 8 to 10 students, and
Okay.
apart from that, some home tuitions are there. So
Mm-hmm.
overall, around 15 to 16 students.
Okay. So daily. Okay, great. So you're in Patna itself, right? In the Patna city, is it?
Patna, yeah.
Patna. Okay, great. So what made you to take up this profession, Raj Ranjan? Were you interested in teaching ever since you were a kid, or what interested you to take up this profession?
I would like to elaborate something about my life to answer this question. Like
Mm-hmm.
ever since my childhood, I had some dreams which were not feasible according to the situations I was in, or the locality I was in, or the family conditions uh, of
I
my
wasn't.
family. Yeah.
Mm.
So I, I mean, as a child, I never wanted to study, and I only during my 9th or 10th when I finally accepted that I would never get an opportunity in the dreams that I want to follow. So I kind of started focusing on studies, and that was the time I got interested in the language English,
Mm-hmm.
and I was good at math. I mean, average maybe. And at that time, I had started liking, like in English, I generally used to share my knowledge with all my classmates. So
Mm-hmm.
I built a interest of that from there. And
Mm-hmm.
later during my college days, though I got the opportunity to become a CA, but I could not complete that, and I became a dropout. Like after dropping out of that, I started preparing for government jobs,
Okay.
and that was the time side by side I started teaching, and
Oh.
like that interest got aggravated, and like for 5 or 6 years maybe I tried hard. I could not get the job as well. Like sometimes I cleared some of the exams, but I never could make them in the merit list. Like
Okay.
I reached the final stage, but could not get the job
Okay.
because of some the merit list also. So that was the time I decided that I should look forward, and this is the field that I enjoy a lot. It gives me satisfaction. So why not try and make a career out of this? So I'm looking
Wow.
forward to that, and that is the
Mm-hmm.
reason I'm working on English as well, because I think that this is the one thing that can generally boost my career.
Right. Totally. Very well said, Raj. I think you follow that pace in a very calm pace, and you explained the entire story about your life. Very well done. I think um, very calmly you have explained, which is very important for a tutor. Um,
Right.
And as you said, at the end, you said that having this good communication skill will be add-on as a teacher, because you can explain things, because you never know, you might explore and expand your tuitions to different states as well, right? I don't know.
Right,
I'm
right.
just assuming. At that time, the only common globally used language will be English. So I think
Yeah, right.
English is very important in terms of having communication with people. So it will be definitely an add-on if you improve and be more fluent.
Yeah, of course. And one more thing I would like to add, like I said, I teach maths and English up to 10, but
Hmm.
generally I teach only the state board students. So
Okay. Okay.
teaching CBSE or ICSE board students is a big tough task in relation to the state board, because they are not that much active,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to study English, even as a language, or the subjects they have to go
Yeah.
through in as for the syllabus. So
Right.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to add that as well. That if I can take CBSE say student as
Hmm.
well, or the ICSE student as well, that would be a big plus
Hmm.
point for me. And
Right.
it will also give me a satisfaction that yes, I belong to this area or this profession, that I can do this as well.
Right. Right. Having challenging jobs, I think that will actually help us to keep going.
All right.
When your work becomes monotonous, Rajranjan, we get bored and we don't try to learn and everything. We have to have a challenging job. I think you're trying to expand for CBSE and ICSE, which is a good
Yeah.
thing, and it kind of be very challenging also, because as you said, they are very much particular about the language and everything, and the subject
Yeah.
wise
Right.
also
Right.
it is little difficult when compared to state syllabus, right? It's little
Yes.
vast,
Of
I
course.
can say.
Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All the best for all your ideas, dreams. Just keep working on it, and I
Yeah.
think when it comes to your vocabulary and English as a whole, I think you're doing great, Raj. You
Okay.
speak in your own pace, may not be with that fluency, may not be with that accent, but you know what to explain, how to put it out, which is a very important factor in a communication skill. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But I would advise you to have more conversation and try to polish your accent a bit, because
Yes. Of course.
when you sound more confident, I think that is very important as a tutor, right? You have to sound more
Yeah.
confident
Right.
and
Right.
be more appealing, be more understanding with the kids and the students.
Yes. Of course.
So that tone, I think we can work on. But basic feature of communication, as in where you try to make the other person understand what you're trying to say, you are up to the mark, because you know what you have to say, you know how to put it into words and make other
Right.
person
Right.
understand, which is good. But try to work on your accent and polish your fluency. That will definitely help.
Right. Right. Thank
Yeah. Okay.
you. Yeah.
So have you gone through the session documents, Raj?
Yeah. Of course.
It's a
It's
very
like
interesting
the
question.
best question to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think when I just saw the topic, I felt like, wow, I never had come across such a topic. So
Yeah.
very interesting, I felt.
Right. Right.
The best question to answer. So shall we go through two idioms related to the topic?
Yeah. Of course.
Okay.
Like
The first one is, yeah, you might,
bombarded with question. It's
yes,
like you are not giving even the time to answer, and questioning again and again, like
yes,
one after the
totally,
another.
totally, yes. Bombarded word itself means something that hits a
Yeah.
surface continuously.
Of course.
Okay, you're bombarding with, yeah, yeah, go
Like
ahead.
I generally hate it. It's like whenever in the morning I get up, and if my phone bombarded with messages, I hate it for sure.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yes, yes, that's true. Um, Another one is $1 million question. Do you know what it means?
Yeah, it's like the most essential question, which is the essence of answering you, like the solution. Where would it come from?
Right. It's a very difficult question. The answer to that question would solve a lot of problems.
Solve. Yeah.
Yeah. For example, I think I've gone through that. How to end the pandemic?
Correct. Right.
Well, this is a $1,000,000 question. You can say it that way. If,
Yeah.
for example, assume that you are in an interview or something. Okay, if someone asks you some difficult question, which nobody knows an answer about, so you can say, well, this is a $1,000,000 question, but I'll try
Right.
to give my opinion about it. Yeah, you can say it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So we often have conversation, and in the conversation we often try to have questions and answer, right? All our
Yeah.
conversation is filled with questions and answers. So this topic is very interesting, where we can just come across certain questions that we can ask in different situations.
Right.
Okay, so I will give you a situation. You can just try to come up with certain questions that you can ask, which is okay to ask in such situations. Is that
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, for example, just imagine you are at an interview. So, what are certain questions that you can ask when you're at an interview?
Like as an interviewee, or
Not an interviewer, you are an employee who has applied.
okay. Yeah.
So, as in an interview, what you can ask the interviewer?
Uh, I think the best question. I mean, I would be only answering the question
That's
as far
true.
as my knowledge is concerned. I think I would be the one who would answer all the questions. And if I can ask anything, I
Mm-hmm.
would only ask that, I mean, what I think I have all the qualities that you require, and I can prove to be the best asset to your company, and I am in need of that job, and I would try my best to perform that. I mean, I would do it like something like this. So it would be an
I would
answer
give my
and not a
100%.
question. Yeah.
Okay. I think as an overall view, whatever you said is right. Okay. When you go to an interview, when you attend an interview, there's nothing much to ask an interviewer because it will be an opposite of it. Interview will ask you questions and you will be answering that, right?
Yes.
But there are
Yeah.
certain small questions. For example, as soon as you enter, you just have to knock. Okay. And then you
Yeah.
can ask
Of course.
you,
Of course.
yeah, may I come
Yeah.
in, sir? Or ma'am, or whoever it is. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Of
and,
course.
and and if they reply back, then you get in. And then if you can ask, may I have a seat, ma'am, or so. These questions you can ask. This is also a question, so I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Of course. Of course. Like it didn't click right
Hmm.
there. So I thought that I imagined just from after the
Yeah,
sitting on the chair, like as an
right.
interviewee, what can I ask? I would only be answering.
Yes, and and being very polite is important in such situations because we need a job.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Of course.
Interviewers might not be that polite because they are offering the job. So it depends totally on the situation, like how and when we have to ask questions and how polite we should be, how rude we should be. I don't say anytime you need to be rude, but it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Okay. And also after the interview, like after all the technical questions and everything, then if at all the interview asks you, do you have any questions for me? Then you can put out your questions. Okay. Like when it comes to a technical interview, when you are joining as an engineer or something, you can ask them, is it a work from home or a work from office culture here? Right? You can ask that.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, any question for that matter. So when anything like that, you can ask when the interviewer says that, do you have any questions for me? Then you can put out your
Right.
questions
Yeah.
politely. Okay. All right. So this is when you are in the interview. Okay. In your first day of your new job, what are certain questions that you can ask?
Like on the first day, the first thing after entering in the office, I can ask that where is the chamber of the superior where I have to report, And
Yes,
like after
absolutely.
reporting, I would like to ask, is there any training that I'm going to get through? So
Mhm.
when would it start, and for how long I would go through the thing, and all this kind of questions, right?
Yeah, all these kinds of basic questions you can ask politely. Yeah, because
Right.
this is your first time at that place, so you'll not be aware of where the particular room or your chamber, anything. So you have to ask and be aware of it and then proceed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is about your first day of job. So, for example, you assume that you're working in a place. So you're with your manager, and what are the questions that you can ask your manager for? You can consider any topic, okay? Any topic for that matter. What are the questions that you can ask your manager? To make it very simpler, I can say, for example, you have a self review, okay? Self review is nothing but you will have one-on-one call with your manager. Okay,
Right.
every year in a corporate world, you have to every year there's something called performance review that happens. Okay, so where the manager will observe your performance and they give you a rating. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
so at that time, your manager will have a one-on-one call with you and ask you about certain queries, certain things like how is your work going on, and are you facing any issues, challenges, anything. So at that time, what do you feel the suitable questions that you can ask your manager?
Mm. I would try to think over it, but it's like the situations I have never gone through, so
Okay,
I
okay.
cannot collect. But
Mm-hmm.
of course, like I would try to know that how can I better myself? Is there any discrepancies that have been done from my side? And
Mm-hmm.
have I done something wrong according to the job culture of the company? So if I
Mm-hmm.
can get all those details so that I could improve myself, so I
Mm-hmm.
would ask a certain type of question.
I must say, you do not think about the situation because you've already answered it well. This is what we normally ask in a corporate world, Raj.
Yeah,
Like, you have to put your best version of it, of of you in front of the manager, and you can ask like, have I gone wrong anywhere? And as you said, yeah,
right.
well said again. Okay, I think I will come to the topics that you are relevant to. Um, like for example, you are a new student joins your tuition. Okay,
Yeah.
what would you do to make that student feel comfortable? What would you ask? What are the questions that you ask her or him?
So, as a student, the first thing that I would like to ask about, I mean, how can I improve myself? So
Mhm,
I am like a serious student. I would do my best, but for
mhm,
that, like who are the teachers, like for different subjects, and what are the timings? I would get that details, but I would try to connect with those teachers and ask about that. These are the my way of working. I
mhm.
want to improve. Is there anything that you can add on so that I could work on that to improve myself?
Right. Okay. Good. Well said again. So this is about the teachers and students. Um, what are your hobbies like? What do you like to do in your free time, Raj?
Uh, it's like either playing cricket if I can find a group of players,
Mm-hmm.
otherwise listening to music, and sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I even indulge myself in watching the highlights of cricket matches because like cricket has been my life.
Okay. Okay. That's good. So, ever since you were a kid, you love cricket. You like to watch matches, or when you grow, when you were a teenager, you got influenced and you started liking cricket.
Like as a kid, if I can remember, it was just even if at 5 or
Mm-hmm.
6 year old I had started playing, or that was the
Mm-hmm.
time, though I did not used to enjoy, but later at 8 or 9, that is a nostalgic memory that I have in my mind. That
Mm-hmm.
I do not remember anything, just only two or three things that yes, like after India won, we all were celebrating and firing the crackers and all. Uh,
Hmm.
that is the time I have been into cricket.
Okay. Okay. Were you in the cricket team in your school or college?
No, like earlier I said, I have never been in that kind of situation, or like the place where I have grown up or the schools I have gone to
Been
did
to,
not
yeah.
have all such
Okay.
facilities.
Okay. Okay. All right. So as a game, you love cricket and you like to play, right?
Yeah, right.
Good. So, do you shop? Do you go on shopping on weekends or when you get some time?
Um, Not that much because I do not like shopping. Like I'm a kind of person who generally enjoy the loneliness.
Okay.
Like, and if I talk about the shopping, even if I go sometimes with my friends, then it's normal like enjoying with friends and not the particular purpose of shopping. So
Okay. I
I
get
do
that.
not enjoy
Yeah.
that. And
Okay.
if sometimes even I purchase, I generally used to purchase like the casual things or the t-shirts or, and for that
Groceries.
matter, yeah, like if I say that apart from the school dresses, just one or two shirts that I have wear till now, and I have never wear a shirt, never purchased like the t-shirts, only the casual t-shirts.
Okay, okay, okay. I get that. So you don't like to buy these trendy clothes because trend comes and goes. You don't want to experiment
Yeah,
that, and you're not that much into shopping and trends.
yes,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So like if at all you have to buy something, like you know, do you try to compare with the different stores? Like just imagine you want to buy something expensive, okay, some gadget, okay, some phone or anything for that. Do you try to compare the prices with the different stores, check for offers and everything? Do you do that, or just directly go to the store and if you have the product you buy?
Like I said, I do not enjoy all these things, but at the same time, I have been fortunate to have some of my close friends who enjoy all this. So whenever I have to buy something, I
Mm-hmm.
blindly follow them. Like I would ask my friend
Oh,
to
okay.
order for me, or if I have
Mm-hmm.
to purchase, I would ask that when do you have free time? I want to buy something, and we shall go together. So I do that kind of thing.
It's nice to have such friends, Raj.
Yeah, of course.
That's nice. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, are you an introvert or extrovert?
Uh, I'm an introvert, but
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I have been trying to. So
Mm-hmm.
ever since I have started uh, working on my English, especially the spoken part, in
Mm-hmm.
last 1 year maybe, I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to be a bit of extrovert, like a diplomatic even. That how can
Right.
I answer in different situations? It's not always
Exactly.
good if I keep myself quiet or if I try to avoid situations. It's like
Right.
not every time someone will be there to support. I need to have my own opinion and I need to
Mm-hmm.
have my own kind of things like how would I tackle the situation.
Right. Totally. Yes. Yes. Because every time it's not going to be a happy conversation. There are some times where you have to
Yeah,
fight, where you have to prove that whatever um, you know perception that they have about you is wrong. There are a lot of challenges that we come across in day-to-day life. So I
yes,
think
of
having a
course.
strong hold in the language will be an add-on to in such situations, I can say.
Yeah,
Right?
right.
Yeah, totally. So how confident are you in your native language, Raj?
Uh, Even in my native language, sometimes I have been told that my voice is low, I need to raise that or something that. But even in my native language, I talk the same way. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the reason it is becoming difficult for me to come up with new things and be that confident. But like if I talk about the confidence, that is still there. It's like I can manage everything on my own. So confidence issue is not there for sure. Only that I have this low voice or this low tone there.
The tone, yes, yes, yeah. But I think when you can put your points in front of people and make valid points, I think tone doesn't matter. But when it comes to a communication as a skill, I think we have to improve that.
Yeah, of course.
Raj. Because we are here to learn everything. We are not just here to improve our fluency. We need our tone, we need our accent, pronunciation, fluency, and everything. So I will give you a feedback. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Like if I say that after joining Clapingo, I have changed a lot. I have improved a lot, and all the suggestions that you are putting, the same has been said to me earlier as well, and I'm working on that because improving after getting the suggestion is something that will add some value or will improve me.
Exactly.
And I'm for that only. I'm here for that.
Yes. Okay. Very, very. I feel that you're very calm because maybe it's because of your voice in the tone. Okay, I feel you're very calm and composed. You can put out your ideas, thoughts, but at situations you have to be quite loud. It depends, Raj. Like you have to. The voice modulation is very important in communication.
Yeah, right.
Okay, when you're happy, you have to sound happy. Okay, it's not just you can't put in words. Like for example, you're commenting, you are giving a good comment for your friend. For example, your friend has come to your place and he or she has dressed up very well. So you can say, "Wow, you look so pretty."
Yeah.
So that tone is actually gives more impact than just saying you look pretty. That is also gives the same impact, but that tone actually makes other person wow.
Yeah.
You know, you got my point, right?
Yes, of course. I got it.
The tone, yeah, the tone and the accent where you have to raise, where you have to make it low, it is important. So, talking monotonously, yes, it will serve the motto of communication that you try to make other person understand. But I think which you are good at, you can communicate well. But what you have to work on is on your tone and a little bit of fluency as well. Like you think a lot before you talk, which is good. But gradually, if you start having conversation more, you need not think much. Okay, you can start having conversation directly.
Yeah.
So about the tone, you need to work on. And